Hi, my name is Tory Malvetti. I am currently a Google educator in the process of getting my Google Apps for Education certification. Today I'm going to walk you through my digital portfolio that I have created, as well as the case study I did for my Google Apps for Education certification. Share my screen with you so you can see my website. All right. Here is my digital portfolio that I created. Here is the home page where I have linked my Google Plus profile. On my Google Plus profile, I've become an active member in several Google communities where I share best practices and any innovative projects that I find, through blogs and other websites on the web. I also am, very into tweeting, and here's my Twitter feed where I once again share, different projects that I found through Google, as well as I recently had a Hangout on Air, and I was promoting it as well through Twitter. Just a little bit more about myself, that I am a New York State certified teacher. I'm certified to teach birth through 6th grade in both general and special education. I am currently pursuing an advanced graduate certificate in educational computing, and as I said earlier, in the process of becoming a Google certified trainer. Currently, I'm a 5th grade teacher in the Comstock School District in Port Jefferson Station, New York, at Terryville Road Elementary School, where I am working as a leave replacement teacher in a 5th grade classroom. Here you will see a link to my Google Bio video where I kind of, summed up all of the Google projects I've done and how I've incorporated all the Google products into my classroom. Next, you will find my various education that I've received and certifications. St. Joseph's College, I've received a bachelor's degree in child study, and as I said earlier, currently pursuing the advanced graduate certificate and the Google Apps for Education certification through Stony Brook University. I currently hold 4 teaching certifications, and I'm in the process of the 5th one for Google Apps for Education. In the past 2 years, I've had a variety of teaching experience. It varies general and special education in a few different school districts. And like I said earlier, I am the general education teacher in a 5th grade inclusion setting at the Comstock School District. That's where I would say, I have used an extensive amount of Google products in my classroom. Every day with my students, I'm, in Google Drive and, exposing them to everything it has to offer, as well as, exposing my colleagues to all of its benefits. And that's kind of what I'm going to get into next, is the different trainings and, kind of technology plan that I rolled out in the district that I currently work in, Comstock. Before we get to that, I just have a link to my YouTube channel, which once again has a variety of tutorials that I've created to use certain Google products. For example, you'll see here I created a Google Hangouts tutorial and a Google Drive tutorial that I gave access to my colleagues to use in order to, use as a refresher when they're using the products on their own outside of the trainings. Here I included a variety of my tech presentations that I've created in my technology courses. Most of them are Google-centered, but there are some other presentations that I included as well. I try to focus on all the new Google innovative, projects that come out. So when Connected Classrooms came out, and all of those, Gmail, as well as a Google integration project that I currently do with my students, which is we create a class movie. So those are my tech presentations. Now I'm going to get into a little bit of my my trainings and how I've, I obviously use the products, all the time with my students, but it's also something that I wanted to, spread a little bit more globally throughout my entire district. So here was my GAF technology integration plan, and I had I was fortunate enough to receive Google Nexus tablets in my school district, and I created, a plan in order to, implement that. And I did that using Nexus tablets, and I geared it towards the my 5th grade students, and I used, I modeled best practices and how it can be used, and that's what you can find here. So that was kind of the stepping stone for the trainings that I was going to offer. It kind of, got interest in not only GAF, but also, different Google products that my district was willing to adopt. And I was able to introduce that to them and kind of get them on board to become, more interested in all the Google apps for education. So here I'm just going to briefly touch on some of the many trainings that I've offered. Most recently I've offered a collaborative curriculum planning using Google Drive. And this is, I went over with a colleague and I presented a Google Hangout where we had a variety of teachers from different grade levels and subject areas come in and do a Google Hangout with us. And we showed the basics of Google Drive, but we also focused on how to best use it in the classroom as a teacher. We discussed, folder sharing and, how you can do collaborative curriculum writing and, not even be in the same room. So we talked about, time efficiency and how it's really, where, education is going and how Google has all these great resources in Drive that can be used by colleagues collaboratively. And the other, and here's like the agenda that all the different topics we covered. Like I said, once again, it kind of started with the basics and went into, detailed document sharing and also had, a hands-on interactive component so that we could get, the trainees, in and using the product. Another training that I offered was a digital portfolio training, and I offered that to 5th grade teachers, and it allows them to learn how to create Google Sites and also be able to incorporate the students' work from Drive onto the Google site. And we know this time we geared it mostly towards 5th grade teachers, but since it was so successful, I think we're going to, go down K through 5 and roll it out as well. Just something, an end of the year culmination of all of their work they've done, and they're able to present it in a Google site. And I've created Google Sites with my students for various topics, but it was nice to have this, culmination, and they get to go to the next grade with this finished product. So that was something that was introduced, like I said, in 5th grade this year, and it's something we're looking to roll out, maybe 1 through 5 or, even 1 through 12 next year. So that is my digital portfolio. And now I'm quickly just going to touch on the case study, which kind of ties into those trainings that I just discussed with you. So as I said, Compsawag School District is where I rolled out this this program, this training vision that I had, and basically I was approached by the faculty. Just they wanted to have some type of product, some type of cloud-based product that they would be able to, develop and access and enhance their teaching materials both at home and at school. The flash drive is kind of something that's a bit out to date now, and just having that cloud-based service. And I, being exposed to Google Apps for Education in my graduate program, as well as just in graduate school, I thought that Google Apps was a great resource for my district to turn to. So I was really excited to start promoting it and teaching the faculty how to use it. But a majority of my trainings focused on the elementary school buildings, which there are 4 of them, and it's a Princeton plan. So there's 2 K-2s and 2 3 through 5s, and just kind of infusing technology and education and these Google Apps in the elementary buildings. I saw that there was a necessity for this cloud-based service, but that it also offered collaborative features, and that was something that I sat down with the technology director and we discussed that was like the #1 goal that we wanted to fulfill. And working with the tech director as well as the elementary school principals, I kind of started seeking interested teachers who would be interested in various training sessions. And one specifically, as I discussed before, was this collaborative curriculum planning. And it was quite successful. These are just some of the various points that I introduced in the Hangout. And like I said, it was an extremely successful Hangout. I've had so much positive feedback, and just from that training it sparked, so many other ideas that, teachers have come to me and say, oh, well, you showed us this, like, can we do this? And it's really helped to develop a variety of more trainings to kind of expose it further. So once again, just really good positive feedback, and that it seems, it's like reflective. Like I was able to look back on and say, okay, like it really seems a lot of teachers just needed the foundations, like the basics, and then from that, a lot of it, it springboard for the opportunity for so many other trainings. As I mentioned earlier, having those Nexus 7 tablets was it was just perfect timing. It was a great integration with the Google Apps for Education, because the students were then able to access their GAF accounts not only on the computers in our computer lab, but also on these Nexus 7 tablets. So it really was able to expand our use even further in the classroom. So I would say overall it was a successful, and it's an ever evolving plan and program that we're rolling out, and it seems like it's had very positive feedback. I've had several people come to me interested in different collaborative projects and going further. So I do believe that it was successful, and it will continue to be successful in the district. And that is about it. Thank you very much for listening to my digital portfolio explanation as well as my case study, and have a good night.